with Aaron Rodgers being out for the Packers in this game, just what is your expectation for the Packers? And do you think they have any sort of chance to beat the Chiefs in this upcoming matchup?
Well, with a defense as bad as the Chiefs and Daniel Jones and the Giants literally almost going into Arrowhead and getting a W, I would say anything is possible. And I'm not throwing shade at the Giants. They played a very good football game. Their defense showed that they can battle. But I'm looking at this particular situation to the point where I'm just like, well, okay, how is this going to happen? How is Green Bay going to go out of their way to get this victory? Jordan Love has no NFL experience. He's played preseason snaps. Jordan Love also has been known to, have a little bit of a turnover problem in practice. From what we've understood over the last couple of years, he has not really impressed the coaching staff. So there's that. And you kind of insert him here with a short week's notice. Obviously, no, I wouldn't say short week. He actually, what has he had? Aaron got diagnosed, Monday, Tuesday?
It was like on Tuesday, yeah.
So, I mean, he's had a decent amount of time with the first team. And then, so obviously, when you have probably the best wide receiver in football on your team, you really just have to continue to scheme. I have to put the ball in Devontae's hands. And the better part, you have two solid running backs in Aaron Jones and Dylan. I always forget his first name. I always think of Corey Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
We talk about this every week. I don't know why I think of Corey. Just because he's kind of like big, stocky, and he wears 28, so it's like really weird. But they have AJ Dillon and obviously Aaron Jones. They did just lose Robert Tonyan for the year, but Mercedes Lewis has shown in flashes that he can still be an up to par and good tight end in this league. So, I mean, Jordan Love just got to rely on his weapons, man. Matt LaFleur is a good coach. They have an okay defense, and you have weapons around you. I think it's possible, but I think this is the advantage that Patrick Mahomes needs, because this is that fire in your eye. We just won, and we went to 500 at home last Monday. Aaron's not playing. This is 100% where we need to take advantage. So I'm going to say I'm leaning towards the Chiefs by maybe 3 or so points. I'm not going to make this a big game, but I'm going to say that this is going to be a close game. But if Jordan Love has that turnover issue or some, first NFL start jitters, I would not be surprised if this game goes into a 2-possession game.
This is a tough one for me because, my head immediately says that the Chiefs are going to win this game by 10 plus points. Just because when you lose Aaron Rodgers in this matchup, I just don't have faith that Jordan Love is going to be able to carry the Packers to a win against the Chiefs. But when I look at what the Giants did to the Chiefs last week, they were in it basically the entire game. And there were points in the game where I thought the Giants could have actually beaten the Chiefs. They just couldn't make the plays that needed to be made. So if Daniel Jones can almost beat the Chiefs, I can't rule out the possibility that Jordan Love can keep this game close. Just because, man, that Chiefs offense, man, they just look inconsistent right now. They just can't get in a rhythm whatsoever. But with that said, I do think that the Chiefs found something that they can work with, and that is running the football. So what I'm going to focus on with the Chiefs here is whether or not that they really focus on giving the ball to Darrell Williams and Derek Gore. Clyde Edwards is still out with the injury that he sustained a couple weeks back, so he's not going to be in this game. But from what I saw in the Giants game, the Chiefs could run the ball effectively when given the opportunities. And I do think that the offensive line that the Chiefs have, even though they've had some pass protection issues, they were giving good running lanes for Derek Gore and Darrell Williams to exploit. So I think this is a game where if the Chiefs are smart, they try to come with a little bit more of a well-balanced offensive attack, and they don't just solely rely on Patrick Mahomes to carry them to the promised land by flinging the ball 40, 45 times and throwing for 400, 450 yards passing. So, that's really the one thing that I want to see from the Chiefs here. I want to see a well-rounded offensive output. I would be mad if Patrick put up 300, 325 yards passing. But I want to see that the run game gets at least 125 yards on the ground. If they could do that against, a Packers team that is dealing with a major injury, not major injury, but a major loss in Aaron Rodgers not being available for this game, I do think that just eventually Green Bay is not going to be able to keep up with that Chiefs offense. And I do think in the second half, that's where the Chiefs are really going to kind of blow this game open and end up getting the win. I think the Packers kind of got lucky by winning that game against the Cardinals last week, just based off of the miscommunication between Kyler Murray and AJ Green, because it looked like the Cardinals were going to win that game, but the Packers ended up getting the win, a major win on the road. But I don't think that's going to happen this week. I just think the loss of Aaron Rodgers due to testing positive for COVID-19 is going to be too much to overcome. I don't think Jordan Love is going to be the guy that gets this Packers team a win in Arrowhead. And I think the Chiefs, they just get some sort of offensive consistency going in this game. I think they actually crack 30 points. It's kind of been weird to say that the last 2 weeks, they've always scored a combined 23 points in their last 2 games. And I think they get above 30 in this one. And I do think that they end up getting about, I'm going to say a 7-point win. I want to say like 31-24, somewhere around there. But I don't think this is going to be a game where it's a blowout. But, if the Chiefs struggled against the Giants last week, I think this is going to be a closer game than I think a lot of people are expecting, despite the fact that Aaron Rodgers is out.